Let's do a crap guide to Final Fantasy XIV melee DPS. What's the difference between this and the regular crap shoot or crap guide to the DPS? We'll see. Let's see what happens.
Everyone always says you should be a team player, but honestly, I've always felt like the best way to help the team is by crushing whatever obstacle that's in the way with my heavily toned squat receipts. So that's it. No one playing for anybody else. I play for me, baby. Any reason the raid wipes from now on is no longer my fault. I only exist to make big numbers fly towards the screen and watch my skill bar light up like a Christmas tree at a rave party.
I never noticed the numbers on screen ever. I never noticed them. Should I be looking at them? Like, I never have. Like, I don't really give a I'm looking at the health bar a lot, but I don't know how much damage I'm dealing ever.
And you bet your precious patoot the progress preventers will be promptly pounded, because this potent projector of pain will be peppering those beasties until your pack is paved with enough resulting pellets that every peddler will pray to by no palatable pacifist. Welcome to a crap guide to Final Fantasy.
Notice if you are doing 0 damage, which is probably all the time, let's be honest. The only thing that matters if you have HP and the boss doesn't.
Being a DPS is like being the king of capitalism, because the way you play taking care of others is for bitches. Pay no attention to anybody else's well-being unless it directly affects you, and so long as you're alive and safe, you can act like anything bad that happens around you is probably not your fault. All that brain power instead will be put towards what really matters, your complicated as damage rotation. That's right, step aside tanks 1, 2, 3 and healers 2 damage buttons. These are where the big guys and gals play. Or at least that's what they like to tell themselves, since one of the only party utilities they have to worry about is pressing the faint button once in a blue moon. Their hotbar will more often have dozens of buttons, all dedicated to big damage. The melee DPS is the most important person in the party, as you are the one.
Want to watch me get a vuln for a second of uptime? Want to watch me do it again? Featuring Dante from DMC. Wast is completely rubbed off. LB's Boss 3 expansion late. You get a gap closer and you get a gap.
On the front lines, inspecting the bad guy's anus like it's where all the Hrothgar
bad boys' anus.
Avoiding the enemy's sprays of hot poisonous gamer stain. Not only are you going to be up in their grill, turning their cheeks into a ripe tomato while flip-flopping in and out of danger like you're a politician making pancakes, you're also going to make like an adult film star and learn positionals. Certain attacks in your damage rotation will require you to land them in specific areas around the enemy target, specifically the rear and the flank, in order to deal additional damage. How do you tell where those positions are? By the massive disembodied titty underneath the target. See this nipple? That's the front where the tank will be sucking on the sweet milkies that are tank busters, which obviously means this conspicuous ticulus on the opposite end is the rear. What about the flank? That'll be on either side of the enemy. And if you're ever confused as to where I'm actually learning a lot right now. A useful tip on how to tell is imagine there's a big X dividing each of the quadrants.
Did not know this was a thing. I've been playing this game for months now.
Like it's an embarrassing memory of that time you did the Gangnam Style at school, unironically. The only time it isn't the case is when the enemy has a full ring without an opening, in which case you won't have to worry about any of that guff, and you can just sit there like an off-tank who's actually having fun. Otherwise, between hopping back and forth in these two spots and running around catching up to the boss,
the flank and the rear guys,
cardio, your little wall's legs are gonna get so much working out that they'll be thick as the milk from the teats of a whale made of molasses. Which is to say, expect to move a lot. But what if I'm not in the right place for a positional or the boss is far away? Just remember the old adage, always be
casting.
Even if you're not able to land your positionals, or if the boss is too far away to make a melee attack, be sure to always be pressing your buttons no matter what. Unless you're a monk who has no ranged attack and you have to sit there thinking about how your job will inevitably be reworked yet again in the next
god, the
However,
song!
There's another secret epic gamer option that allows you to maximize the DPS
not Tokyo
at the risk
Ghoul.
of yourself as well as potentially everybody else. But it's usually the healers. This technique is called greed. The funny thing about AoE markers in Final Fantasy XIV is that they only ever mark you for damage if you are standing in them the moment they go away. This means that if you're fast on your fingers, you can stand there DPSing the bad guy while soaking in their radioactive orange juice until the very last second, where you backflip out just as the dropkick of doom skims your fuzzy enemy hairs and you don't lose a second of uptime. As I said, however, this is a high risk. If your timing is off and you spend just a millisecond too long, you'll be covered in cheese puffs. You might
JoCat's humor reminds me of Moist Critical. You guys, you know, Moist Critical, how he just like drops random like words that you haven't thought of in forever. Like, I don't know. Or references. He just drops random references and words that you haven't thought of in a minute. Like, Moist Critical will just drop the word harpy every now and then. Or he'll just mention Yami Yugi in like some odd connection to what he's talking about, and that's exactly what JoCat does too. And I love this kind of humor a lot. It's just so random. Like, how the do you think of Kaiba in this situation? How the did you think of like Death Note in this situation? Like, it's so funny.
Even die, or in some cases you'll have to suffer a fate worse than having to read the entire 24-hour chat log of Limsa. Damage down. Shh, it's okay. Nobody's gonna take away your big damage numbers. Papa's here to make sure you don't breathe too hard if you're not ready.
Big damage numbers.
As the melee DPS, you also
Hi,
have first
Noreen, how
dibs
are
on limit
you?
break
Hi,
against most
babes.
bosses since yours deals the most damage, specifically when they're single. This is because when you hit the limit break button, you're not actually attacking them, just showing them pictures of a happy, healthy relationship, and nothing hurts more than emotional damage. Just ask Ariane.
Emotional damage.
But what are the
damn.
individual jobs whom of which may
Too
set
soon.
up close slappers to thine adversaries? There are 5, and each one is a different flavor of anime and edge. Monk, for those of you who want to go fast, having one of the shortest global cooldowns in the game means you'll be dealing out punches like you're a pissed off caterer at a middle school sock hop. Instead
Monk
of the
seems
traditional
really fun.
combos, each attack puts you in a specific stance. Bird, cat, and monkey. Each one combos
That's
into
like
another attack that's from each respective stance.
Naruto,
Your rotation will be all about
you know?
swapping stances around more than a kid trying sick moves to impress their crush at a
Sick
middle school sock
moves,
hop. You also
boy.
have perfect balance, which allows you to go freestyle and pick whichever stance you're feeling more at the moment without having to do any of the normal stance setup. If you repeat the same stance 3 times during your freestyle, you get a purple token on your stylish moves punch card. And if you do 3 different stances during the freestyle, you get a white one. Do a freestyle with 3 unique moves one more time while you have both a purple and white tokens on your punch card, and you get to turn it in to make your crush dripping wet with damage because for some reason you get to kick them in the face. The only problem is you are the only melee without a ranged attack to keep your uptime. And although you do have a dash that lets you zip around like Goku on
That's
a triple
so
shot
f***ing
Dreadnought down
cool.
blend macchiato, if ever you find
That's
yourself
dope.
without a target to punch during combat, you can call timeout on your buffs so they stop moving while you have a little cry because your crush rejected you at the middle school sock hop.
Suya.
Dragoon is probably the most
Dun, 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 dun.
straightforward of the
I'm
melee classes and the one
I'm
most likely to have a
imagining
tragic
Naruto.
backstory. You've got a 5-button combo that swaps between hard slaps and sakura flowers and a handful of buffs
Ooh,
that will
sakura
turn
flowers,
anybody else in the
pretty.
party into your partner in dragon slaying. What kind of dragon slaying? That's up for you to decide, which you'll have plenty of time to do while you're suspended 20 moms in the air dropping in like a scantily clad
I
human
love the
airstrike who's got a
jumping
date
in
with
Dragoon.
Nihon at
I'm gonna
5
be
and a party at
honest.
the quicksand
I think that's
at 6.
fun.
Yes, the Matanga in the room. Dragoon has several damage-dealing jumps necessary to unlocking special attacks in their rotation that will lock you into an animation, which means you're stuck and unable to move out of your
Oh my
location while the
God.
boss is just about ready to kill someone to the floor right before you land. So be wary when using
Whenever
your
I
jumps,
see
lest
that,
you
I
fling
think of
yourself-
Lady Gaga in the Super Bowl. That's just out of pocket. Everyone was using that meme for that. And yeah, that's like all I see.
right into
That's
a
all I
danger
see
puddle
now.
and perpetuate the tired singular joke the 14 community has for the class. On the bright side, though, you do get the objectively best job mentor in the form of
He's Teacher Dragoon.
Ninja is great for people who enjoy American football because for every 10 seconds of excitement, there's a minute of fuck all. Your rotation is all about fitting every goddamn cooldown you can into a small window of time where you make the enemy take more damage. And on top of that, you also have the ability to live out every weeb's dream and do a
so
bunch of
cool.
hand gestures to cast magic attacks and also
Exactly.
drop down into a little
Fuck. Why was I just doing hand gestures like I was in fucking Naruto, bitch? I love Naruto, bitch.
position and run with your arms flopping behind you.
Goddamn,
in the
look at
breeze,
that
which Final
Naruto
Fantasy
run.
objectively proves you
Yeah.
go faster. You got 3 hand symbols, and depending on what order you do, you'll make a
Tenchi-jin?
different kind of anime reference. For example, going Chi Tenjin Tenjin Chi Chi-jin unlocks a secret dark ending of Cory in the House and causes the enemy to be susceptible to bonus damage. But maybe
Cory
you're
in the
facing a
House.
mob of enemies who are immune to A-rank powered life forms, so you'll instead have to go Tenjin Jin Chi-jin Chi-jin Tenchi-jin Tenchi for 3 seasons of Sonic Underground, which will kick sand into their
my
eyes with how
God.
fast you'll be running circles around the slowpokes. More or less, you'll have to do some studying up on what combos do what, but here's a secret cheat sheet. Only the final mudra in the sequence matters. It's the skill floor police cheating! Samurai, the jump.
Which combo is going to get me a second season of Dorohedoro on Netflix? I need to know that.
Most likely to have a dick measuring contest with a black mage. I'd be careful though, their dad works at Square Enix. This weave is the most selfish of the melees as it provides no utility for the rest of the party and
Yoshi P.
instead acts like the average soccer player, focusing on being the star of the show who gets all the attention, especially when it drops to the floor clutching its knee when somebody sneezes on them. Your attacks contribute to a kink bar, which allows you to shame the
Kink
enemy in a
bar?
variety of ways, as your katana is also a substitute for a horny bat. So you remember how Monk has a punch card? Well, so do you, except yours is your sword and the punches are stickers. You have 3 basic combos, each one giving you a slight buff and slapping a sticker onto your katana. And depending on how many stickers you have, you will get one of 3 different rewards when you turn
Samurai
in your
looks
sticker
dope
sheet.
as
With one sticker, you'll apply a dot that'll last longer than it takes to clean your room. Don't lie to me, I know a majority of my audience has depression. 2 stickers will charge up an AoE around
He's
you.
not
and
wrong.
3 stickers will make...
Oh yeah, Sasuke! Sasuke! He looked like Sasuke. Their job resource bar is called a Kenki gauge. Oh god. I just want to be able to do Bankai! I guess Reaper would be the closest thing to like doing a Bankai in this game. Baby.
Each sticker
This is
attack also gives
interesting.
you an additional
Dark
separate
Knight
sticker.
is?
And once you have 3 of those, you get to do an additional...
Because the Shinigami,
And finally, the Reaper,
they don't
the
really have
transfer student from
Shinigami in Bleach.
Garlemald who got the rest to maul at the fact that they think they're better than the rest of the melees. Which I mean they are, but don't let any Reaper hear you say that. It'll go to their heads. Being
Depends on which Bankai.
darkest of melees means that your job gauge is the Dark Souls HUD. Similar to the Samurai, you build up a bar that can be spent on big slaps. And those big slaps give you edgy boy points that can be spent on additional big slaps. Except this time, they're coral blue number 57 gloss lipstick. Once you've kissed enough boys to build up your fashion
75 gloss lipstick. Dude, he loves his SpongeBob references, and I love that he uses SpongeBob references.
bar, you get to turn into a spooky ghost.
Oh!
You do the slice. You do the
We're singing now.
Slice. The spooky slice.
Okay.
Now those swings have some spice. You do the slice.
Let's go.
It's just your soul that's the price. You do the slice. You do the spooky slice. And now you know how to play Melee. You're welcome.
I like this music. They're all Shinigami in Bleach? Yeah, they're all Shinigami, aren't they? So wouldn't Reaper be more appropriate? Reapers and Enshroud are Death incarnate. The lipstick coupled with Green Day.
The spooky slice. Now your swings have some spice. You
Just
do
do
the
the
slice.
slice. Yeah.
It's just your soul that's the price. You do the slice. You do
This
the
song fucking
spooky
slaps.
slice.
That's a good ass song, dude. I love that. He has the full song in his channel. Well, I think I've just become an entirely different and better player because I watched all of these. That was really good.